Hello and welcome to Davetopia. Today I'll be showing you how to build auto farms for wheat and food as requested by Bishop Eaton, one of my subscribers. When I reference auto farm, in the singular, what I mean is two 8x8 squares run by a single lever as you see here. While you can build farms much larger that can be run by a single lever, the console versions of Minecraft can't always handle that higher output. Since wheat is the only crop which is tradable for emeralds, and thus for diamond equipment, this design is the largest convenient design you could use with a single lever. It's not hard to flip a lever, and so I personally don't consider it a problem to have several of these in a row, each governed by their own levers. Before you begin to build your auto farms, you'll need to think a bit about where you want to build them. As I've said in many other videos, it's nice to have several different types of farms together, so that you could have iron golems spawning while you're working your wheat farm, while trees are growing, and you get several things happening all at once just because you're in the area. Efficiency is king. You may also need to either find a flat place or flatten it out, but that's easy enough to do with a shovel and some dirt. The second thing to consider is what supplies you'll need to build your auto farms. Each individual auto farm requires 16 pistons, 32 blocks of sand, one redstone repeater, and about 26 bits of redstone dust. If you're not using dirt that's already there, you'll need 2 stacks of dirt as well as some cobblestone for the frames. Depending on how you build the frames, you'll need between 2 and 5 stacks. You'll also want a light source for your auto farm so they could grow even when the sun is down. Glowstone and jack-o'-lanterns are both very bright, but if you prefer the look of torches, you could use them too. You'll need 2 buckets of water, and for tools you'll need a lever for each auto farm, a hoe, and a shovel. You can always cover your auto farm with glass as well, but that's not necessary. When you're ready and your area is basically level, you'll decide where you want your lever, and then dig back 8 spaces on the sides and in the middle. Eventually, you'll be putting water there. Behind and kitty corner to those areas, dig a line that's 8 spaces behind each half of your farm. This is where you'll put your pistons. Then, behind those, dig another line down all the way across, and start digging down the middle towards where you're going to put your lever. You want this middle part to be 3 blocks down, coming from your lever with little jugs up at each end. At the bottom level, you'll place redstone dust. When you're almost to the end of the row of the redstone dust coming from your lever, you'll place a single repeater, but it must be facing away from your lever or it won't power the rest of your redstone. Keep going until you've connected all of your pistons. If you haven't placed your lever yet, place it now. Once you have powered all of your pistons, you can start building your cobblestone frame. Be careful, however, not to cut your redstone line with the cobblestone, as I illustrate here. Place 2 blocks of sand on top of each piston. Once your cobblestone frame is finished, and the sand is in place on top of your pistons, you could start adding the water that will irrigate your farms, as well as the water that will harvest them for you. If you use the infinite water trick, you only need 2 buckets for this part. Place 1 bucket at an end, leave 1 space, then place another bucket. That will turn the space in the middle into a source block, which you can then pick up and use to continue the pattern until all spots are source blocks of water. Fill everything in, hoe your land, and you should be ready to plant. These are perfect for carrots, potatoes, and wheat. As I mentioned earlier, doing each farm this size means you won't lose any wheat or seeds. If you try to build any larger than this using a single lever, at least on the console editions, you'll have problems with not getting enough seeds to replant and not getting enough wheat from what you should for your farm. Here's one option of how to further decorate and light your auto farm. Now my wife prefers this one, and I agree that it looks much better than most of mine which use glowstone. Nevertheless, the light level produced by glowstone, which is equal to that of jack-o'-lanterns, is much brighter than torches, so just be aware that if you use torches you won't get as much nighttime growth. Now having skipped ahead to where all the crops are grown, you'll just flip the lever, the pistons drop the sand, which releases the water, which harvests your crops. Now all you need to do is pick everything up, unless you use hoppers, which I would not recommend for these, and replant your fields however you desire. You can string as many of these farms together as you want side by side, and make a very large farming area, which I do strongly recommend. It takes crops quite a while to grow, so stringing many auto farms together is the best way to increase yield without wasting time waiting. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and have a good one.